Okay, so we are officially live, okay, at this point. So, hello and welcome to The Conservative Poet. And I am here with my co host today, Voy Nicholas. And if you've never caught us before, we usually do our show together on the radio and we normally stream it, but today it's just the stream. And so you are being welcomed here to the show. Voy, welcome to the show. Welcome to the political. It's
Thank you, Amania. Is glad to be here with you on the streamline. We're gonna try to do this every Thursday from this time from now on to
yeah.
the. We're taking our show, the political flashback, with the poetic poet. So it is a great pleasure. It's always great to share stage with you, to share great analysis, wonderful debate. So we
Mhm.
ask the people to share the live. So click in, subscribe, and share the live. So we're gonna have great political conversation.
Okay. Very, very good. So, I know that there's been so much going on, but like there's breaking news that happened today. And so, boy, I will let you take the lead on a couple of those topics. I know multiple things happened in New York City with President Trump and Letitia James, Big Tish James. But I'll let you take it, Roy, and you can give us some breakdown on what happened today with the breaking news.
Well, today is a wonderful news, especially for Donald J. Trump. Remember, Letitia James, the Attorney General out of New York, who so hateful, so vindictive, who's also now is under the Department of Justice investigation for mortgage fraud. That's the same charge she charged Donald Trump and his family. And Letitia James, doing her campaign, made Trump the target. That I'm going to investigate you. I'm going to target you. You are and let. So basically, went after Trump viciously. So this lawsuit, the 400 was $500,000, $500,000,
Billion, half a, is it billion? Half
half
a
a hundred
billion.
million, yeah, 500,000. So that was the lawsuit that the judge that was a complete bias against Trump. Um, it was a judgment render, and Donald Trump and his family had to pay it. So, well, Trump challenged it to the appellate court, and it's been a year since last year, September last year. Trump bring it to the appellate court, and today, what they found was they said this fine the Letitia James violated the Eighth Amendment because the fine was so excessive. And even the judge found it very vindictive. So, and also violated Trump civil right. So it was a great victory for Donald Trump. So it's not a good day for the liberals. It's not a good day for liberals. It's not a good day for Democrats because that's not the outcome that they wanted. It's not a good day for Letitia James. And I hope Department of Justice really do his job because the same thing she accused Donald Trump, okay? And that's what she had two houses. She has a house in Virginia as a primary residence. And she also was fraudulently applied for loan. So she know what she was doing,
Yeah, yeah.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
So
Um,
today is a great day. And these people is being exposed for who they are.
mm-hmm.
And I hope the Department of Justice go after her fully, and she belong in jail
Are you saying
because
the black woman should go to jail?
she needs
The
to go
black
to jail. She needs to go to jail and lock her ass up. Lock her ass up.
um,
No.
I recently saw the Benny show, and somebody was talking about Big Tish James and this whole thing, and they said they need to lock her fat ass up. Were his words, not mine.
I don't want to use that, but yeah, like I fat ass up.
So I'm gonna read right now just a little bit of news from what's her name, Stefanik. She represents New York as well, and she gave a press release today in reference to this conversation. So I'm going to read a little bit of what she has said. I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'm going to just read it to you all so you have a good idea of exactly what's happened. So here is the press release from a representative today, Elise Stefanik. So her statement says, the statement on the New York Court of Appeals decision overturning the judgment in the civil fraud case against President Donald J. Trump. Today, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, she's the chair of the House Republican leadership. She released the following statement after the New York Appeals Court overturned the unconstitutional $464 million judgment imposed on President Donald Trump in the civil fraud case brought by New York attorney Letitia James. So the appellate court is saying this is a resounding victory for justice, the rule of law, and the American people. This is what she's saying. This scam case overreached by radical Democrat attorney Letitia James as part of her partisan witch hunt against President Trump has been exposed for what it always was, an abuse of power and weaponization of our judicial system and interference with elections and silencing political opponents. So she's got it right on top. And so this is a great, great win for President Trump. She says, this ruling vindicates not only President Trump, but also the countless Americans harmed by the far left's illegal weaponization and warfare tactics. Letitia James and her allies must be held accountable for their corrupt actions and will continue to lead the charge in Congress to expose and end weaponization of the government. So this is what she's saying that she is vowing to do. So this is her and what she's doing. And I kind of find it interesting, Voy, that this is being dropped right now, while the fire is literally going up under Letitia James's derriere, right? Because she's in hot water in the same thing. You find it coincidental that now they want to drop it? All of a sudden now she can be charged with those same kinds of things? What do you think about that?
Well, just remember, Trump appealed that September in 2024. So the question is why it takes so long for the appellate court to make a decision. And to your question, why is now, while she's under investigation with the Department of Justice, and she's being exposed as a fraudulent herself, so the appellate court make the decision. But when I look at the decision of the judges of the justice, the appellate court, they're very divisive. So two of them say render the decision was like, well, she basically violated Donald Trump civil right, and also the excessive fine went so on beyond. So why was this excessive fine even the recommendation that the Amendment 8 recommended? So that was very interesting in their part with the decision. So to show you how vindictive and vicious this woman is, and this is what happened when you give power to black women. Black power. Black woman going after the white male, and you see when she's talking, she speaks so hateful of Donald Trump. Okay, he's a legitimate president. Nobody's above the law, but Letitia James, you are not above the law, so your black ass belong in prison.
Yeah. I think it's a good way to say that, because what she has done, and we remember, I mean, even Fonnie Willis wasn't as vicious as she was when it came
Yeah.
to them trying to take down Trump. Not even Fat Albert was as vicious. What's his name? I call him Fat Albert, but what's his name? The other one in New
Alvin
York,
Bragg. Alvin
Alvin
Bragg.
Bragg, right? Not even him was as vicious as Letitia James. I mean, she was coming for blood, and so now it's. I mean, I just find it hilarious that what she accused Donald Trump of is exactly what she's done. And I don't care what they say, how they try to sugarcoat it, this, that, and of course they always, oh, you're coming after her because she's black. No, they're coming after her because she did
Well,
this.
she
She
was coming after
violated the
Trump
law.
because Trump is white and rich. An
I'm sure
angry
she
black
did too.
woman, an angry black woman, just like
She's
Medea.
angry.
She's an
Those
angry
angry
black
black
woman
women.
going after the white man. That's what her people want.
You know, I'm glad.
Angry black woman going after the white man.
I'm glad I'm not the angry black woman anymore. But you know, I think I used to be once upon a time. I had traits of her, but I purged myself of these things. I'm no longer angry. I found Jesus, and maybe she needs to find Jesus too. So that's it for Letitia James. We'll see what happens with her. We'll keep an eye out on this, but it's a great day for President Trump that this thing has been put to rest. And so I wonder, Roy, because he had put in $175 million of this whole amount, right, that they were
Yeah, yes,
asking for.
absolutely.
So I'm wondering, does he get his money back? Like, do you know how that works?
Yeah, he's gonna. That was kind of like a deposit. So
Right.
yes, he's gonna get his money back.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, on to another story. And before we move any further, friends, I'd like for just some things I'd like to get out of the way there. Thank you all very much for coming into the live stream. I see you guys out there. Thank you very much. And don't forget to drop your comments, your thoughts on the conversation. What are you thinking about Letitia Big Tish James and what's happening to her? It's karma, right? It goes around and it
Yeah.
comes around. You put bad things out there, guess what? It's going to come back to you. And right now, this is a great example of that. If you do things the right way, good things happen. But Letitia James did some really, really bad things in referencing trying to take down Trump. And now she's being charged for the same. So we'll see how that turns out. We'll keep an eye on it. And
But while we're on this note, yeah,
yes,
while we're on this note, Amania, remember, not just Letitia James, they went after Trump viciously.
right.
Adam Schiff also is under investigation for mortgage fraud. Okay,
Mhm.
remember Adam Schiff was the chairman in the Judicial Committee who who charged Trump with the impeachment process, who was the manager of the impeachment and the Russia hoax. Remember Barack Hussein Obama, the first black man, the first black president. I thought Bill Clinton was the first black president, but Barack Hussein Obama, uh, with the Russian hoax and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
So that investigation, hopefully, we could get. Oh well, on treason. So we could put. I would like to. My vision is to have Barack Obama, Letitia James, and Adam Schiff in one cell, and Hillary Clinton, and that would be a great victory for America.
Wow.
Because Barack, so damaging, so divisive.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not to mention he was a terrible president.
terrible. So therefore, I'm hoping on the treason part he doesn't have any kind of immunity. So I would love to see Barack Obama black ass in prison.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the low-hanging fruit. There's no way that they're roping up Obama. It's just not gonna
Because
happen.
they put that man to hell.
Yeah, yeah, and he's a puppet master. At least we believe he's the puppet master pulling the strings. At
You
least
know,
we believe he was pulling old Joe
John
Biden
Brennan,
strings. Mm-hmm.
John Brennan, James Clapper, the ex FBI director James Comey. No, these people went after Trump viciously, and not just viciously. They're trying to assassinate that man.
Yeah,
They're trying to
Yeah.
assassinate Donald Trump.
Yeah. But since you just mentioned Comey, he's been in the news lately. So I saw recently something that he did, and he's got a Substack. That's where you publish news articles and everything. So he's
Yeah.
got his own Substack where he goes on there to spew his foolishness. But recently he did a Substack, and I saw the video of it. I didn't even think to pull it because I didn't even think we were going to talk about that fool. But yeah, he was in this thing. He was giving homage and thanks to, what's her name? Oh God, the most famous of them all, the singers, the famous singer. What's her name? She dated the football player. You know who?
I can't think of it.
You don't know her? Oh God, I can't think of her name. Not Britney Spears. Oh God, she's so famous that I would get shot for not even remembering her. But any event, he was giving homage to her and how Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
And so he was giving homage to Taylor Swift and what a good human being she is and how good she is. Like, she practically deserved the Medal of Peace. And, Donald Trump is not the one who should. I was like, this is the man. This was the FBI director. This was the guy. This was the guy. We had lead our FBI, this pathetic fool. Anyway, we'll move on from him because he's useless. So I'd like for us to go into any more big news that happened. Any other breaking news right now?
Yeah, let me try, and let's take a 5 minutes break because I got to try to work on the line because when I see on YouTube, it's very dark.
Okay.
So give me 2 minutes. Let me work on the line. So let me know when you're ready to go on a break.
Okay, so we'll just we'll go on a break. We'll take a 5 minute. You want?
Okay, all right, no problem.
Okay, we'll take a 5-minute, and I will let you go for 5 minutes. I'll pull you off the screen, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, friends. So we're gonna do that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so while Voy is gone, I will continue, and when he comes back, we'll put him back on the screen because I think if we take a 5-minute break, that means we're shutting down the show. And you can't do that on the radio. You can do that, not here on live stream, right? You can't do that here. So. Anyway, so what I would like for us to talk about right now, I have a couple of people in the stream there. Any thoughts, guys? What do you think thus far of this? This is our first live stream that we're doing here. As you know, we used to be, we were on the radio, and so we're kind of transitioning from radio to YouTube. And so this is our official first one. We're still learning the landscape, learning how to maneuver it. And so your thoughts and comments would really be appreciated as we make this switch. So while Voy is getting himself together, I wanted us to take a look. We're going to go into our next conversation, which is going to be in reference to what's happening currently in DC with the troops being on the ground. Now, I've got a good amount of footage on that, and I want to play one from Stephen Miller, who was over there in Washington, D.C. recently, and he gave a bit of his ideas on what's going to happen and why people need to show up and listen. So I'm going to play Stephen Miller real quick so you can have some ideas on the troops that's coming or that's already in DC right now.
Thank you. And first of all, thank you to the Vice President for bringing us here today. Thank you, Secretary, for your leadership. And most importantly, thank you to the men and women of the National Guard. I think here's the most important point. There are residents who lived in Washington, D.C. their entire lives. Their parents lived here. Their grandparents lived here. And they have lived for generations in intolerable conditions of crime and decay. There are parts of the city, I moved to the city 20 years ago. There are places where I've seen graffiti that has been untouched for 2 decades. There are homeless encampments that have made it impossible for families to use public parks and public recreation for as long as I've lived here. There are hundreds of residents of this city who are shot in street violence every single year, making it one of the most violent cities on planet Earth. And for too long, 99% of this city has been terrorized by 1% of the city. And the voices that you hear out there, those crazy communists, they have no roots, they have no connections to the city, they have no families they are raising in this city, they have no one that they are sending to school in this city, they have no jobs in this city, they have no connections to this community at all. But they're the ones who've been advocating for the 1%, the criminals, the killers, the rapists, the drug dealers. And I'm glad they're here today, because me, Pete, and the Vice President are all going to leave here, and inspired by them, we're going to add thousands more resources to this city to get the criminals and the gang members out of here. We're going to dismantle those networks, and we're going to prove that a city can serve for the law-abiding citizens who live there. We are not going to let the communists destroy a great American city, let alone the nation's capital. And let's just also address one other thing. All these demonstrators that you've seen out here in recent days, all of these elderly white hippies, they're not part of the city and never have been. And by the way, most of the citizens who live in Washington, D.C. are black. This is not a city that has had any safety for its black citizens for generations. And President Trump is the one who is fixing that with the support of the Metropolitan Police Department, the support of the National Guard, and our federal law enforcement officers. So we're going to ignore these stupid white hippies that all need to go home and take a nap because they're all over 90 years old, and we're going to get back to the business of protecting the American people and the citizens of Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Stephen. A few questions.
So that was Stephen Miller. I mean, he pretty much hammered it. And one thing that he said that really does resonate is that the people who are out there protesting against having the troops there, having people there to do law and order, these people don't even live here. They are hired help who's brought into the city to cause destruction, to create havoc. The people who do live in DC, the citizens, the community there, they're talking a whole different story. Why? Because they know what they deal with on a daily basis. For them to go to the store, they see they have to walk over the homeless, they have to walk over needles, they have to walk over people sleeping on the streets. And how are you going to trust for your child to go to school if you got to go to work? Your child, you can't trust them to go to school on their own because you don't know what kind of foolishness, craziness, criminals is out there. So it's been very, very bad for the people who live there. And they said, you know what? And another thing, I'll tell you this. So when I went to Washington, D.C., a couple of years back, it was a while back. It was for the first inauguration of Barack Hussein Obama. That was my first time in D.C. And so my experience there was very shocking to me because driving around the city, and at the time I was in real estate, and I never understood, like, I saw board ups, like businesses with boards on them, things that I would see back home, because being in the real estate business, I dealt with a lot of board ups. I dealt with investor properties. So I was used to seeing these things. But to see these things in the nation's capital, like 5 minutes from the White House, I was like, why do we have board ups here in our capital? Right? The White House is right there. Why do we have businesses covered up in boards? Like, I didn't understand that. But now I'm having a much, much better idea of what these things are and why. And so you find that the majority of the people that live in the Washington, D.C., we're not talking the politicians and the people and the staffers and the aides and all of that, but the actual residents are Black people. And Washington, D.C. is one of the highest rated crime areas. The two have something in common. How can the capital of the free world, have that one of the highest crimes in I mean, it's crazy. It's mind-boggling to me. But anyway, we're gonna put Voy back on, and we're gonna continue our conversation. Oh God, yeah, that is much better.
Nah, I gotta put, my Trump sign, my flag, so everything gotta be cleared up. So I can't be in the dark. So
Good.
I had to do a little bit of adjustment.
Well, you did the magic, because that looks good. Because you look good. Look at you.
Yeah, I have to do the adjustment, Mwah.
Good, good. So I've been talking. I played recently a Stephen Miller. I don't know if you saw it, but it was put out a couple of, maybe early last week, when the troops first came into DC. And so he was at Union Station giving the lowdown, talking about, we're having these troops here. This is why they're here, because the citizens actually want them here. The citizen wants law and order. And he was stating that the people who are out here protesting, they are not citizens. They are hired help brought in to cause chaos and havoc. And so he said, we're here. We're going to do what the people want. So that's where we are. And before we go any further, Judge Jeanine Pirro recently, because she's the judge out there in DC, and she recently came out to tell us in reference to the crime that's happening and who is actually getting hurt. So I have a quick picture here, just so we can take a look at just the people that were shot just in 2025. There's a whole slew of them, but just in 2025, these are the people who were shot and killed in Washington, D.C., an area where it's a majority population is Black people. So look at this. Young people, right? 19 years old, 3-year-old little baby, 16-year-old, 18, 18, 16, 18, 17, 17, 18, 19, 16, 14. This is who the troops are now out here to protect. People like them. Their lives matter, right? You know how they're always saying Black lives matter? Do these people's lives not matter? Because it wasn't the police who took their lives. It was other Black people that took their lives. Right?
Absolutely.
And so now you have these troops that's coming in to prevent this from continuing to happen. I mean, in 2024, there's a whole slew of it. This is just 2025. So they're coming in to stop the violence, to stop the killing, to stop this. But why is it that people are against it? The liberals, the media. Why are they against saving Blacks like this? Boy, you tell me why they're against this.
Amania, I have to really, and I'm going to go to some statistic with you here in a minute, try to understand, and I want people to share this live and comment and have a very serious debate in this country. My daughter lives in DC, you know that, told you that, and she lived about 10 minutes from the White House, on a nice area, but she know about the crime in DC. There's some places she does not go. But she loved DC. She loved the culture of DC. I'm very familiar with Washington DC. When Mayor Marion Barry was there, accused of drugs, and I had family in DC, and I was a whole lot younger, and I used to ask myself, why is the city so dirty as the capital? With all the graffiti, with all the ghettos, we say, and I'm like, and and when my kids were growing up, I took my kids to a trip in D.C. We only stay in the limited area of the Capitol where the White House is, and where the White House is. Donald Trump, God bless his heart, and U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, for the work that they're doing in D.C. Let me go over some of the statistics since a week ago, Donald Trump take over DC. And I see some residents of DC, they're very happy, and the black folks, they kind of afraid, some of them afraid to speak, because that's what the Democrat hold. Either we hate ourselves or we hate our own. Because there's no way you would not support something like this. It's not just DC. I wish we could go to Chicago, LA, Detroit, New York City, Baltimore, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, and those Memphis, Tennessee, because I heard the senator of Connecticut said we're not targeting a red state, but those cities run by Democrat. Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, they're run by Democrat. Jackson, Mississippi, they're run by Democrat. Yes, only 2 red states, but yes, they're run by Democrat. So African-American black folks in this country should look at this. Do they really, because I think is the attorneys and the judge is benefiting from this crime? Because there's no way you're not going to not supporting something like this. This is a wake-up call. And I'm listening to CNN today, and Scott Jennings was great. And the Abby show, she was like, well, the people in D.C. don't want the security. And she's a black woman, and she know the problem in D.C.
Yeah, she's the worst.
For God's sake. So I would have said, Scott Jennings, I said, would you live? I don't think she live in D.C. Would you live in this area, raising your family? If you don't think these people have a problem? So let me go over this since a week ago. Robberies down 46%. Carjacking down 83%. Violent crime 22%. In 1 week.
Yeah, I got you.
In 1 week.
I got you.
Okay.
Right
Yeah, you got it. You got it right. Thank you.
There it is. You go ahead. You go. Keep going.
For somebody to not supporting something like this, 46% robbery, 83% carjacking, 20% car theft, violent crime, 22%. So you tell me you against that? And you tell me we love black people in America? I think the Democrats, they are embarrassed by this. They don't know what to do. Because this has been going on for a decade.
Yeah.
And I'm glad President Trump is going out there tonight with the military, with law enforcement to patrol. That show the leadership. That show the kind of character he is.
Yeah. So I'm very surprised by these numbers myself. I mean, they've been in there just about 7 days, not even 2 weeks. These numbers have drastically changed just within this last 7 days. This is how much. And before we go any further, I want to play, I have the clip of Scott Jennings talking about this, but I also have a clip of somebody explaining exactly why they do this, because they have cooked the numbers. So nobody actually really knows the crime numbers, because when people get arrested, they change the status of it. So to make it less, right? So the violent crimes, they don't really know like what the actual numbers are. So I have a clip that we're going to play for that. But let's talk about Scott Jennings real quick, just to tie in Abby Phillips and, you know, how ridiculous these people are, because they are so fake, because they know what's happening. They know, but they don't want to admit it. Why? Because it's going to make Donald Trump looks good. This problem has been going on for so long, and nobody has ever done anything about it.
Sister Warrior, it's not about Donald Trump. It's about saving lives.
Yeah.
Okay, we should have a beautiful capital where people go visit every neighborhood and expose the culture. Let these people enjoy the fruits of labor. Have DC. DC got great food, great place, great restaurant. Let the tourists come to the capital and enjoy it. Go to the mall. But no, that's not happening.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not. So here's Scott Jennings talking to CNN in reference to this.
Not that idea. What about the idea that this is, even if one supports this effort, it's a Band-Aid, right? It's not like hiring 500 additional cops in D.C.
And I think they do have a staffing shortage in the D.C. Police Department. They need to fix that. I don't know what's authoritarian about putting some extra eyes and ears on the street, getting criminals off the street to keep people from being murdered and carjacked. Nobody in their right mind believes Washington, D.C. is safe. And to say the president's trying to help us keep people from getting murdered and carjacked and we have to stop this authoritarian push, it's just sort of ridiculous rhetoric. These Democrats don't know what to do with themselves. Every time Donald Trump tries to do something, they reflexively feel the need to oppose it without thinking through the political implications for themselves.
You think Democrats are taking the bait?
Well, I think they're acting like idiots here. The city is crime-ridden. I saw a guy get murdered in Union Station in February at 4 in the afternoon. I saw the body hit the floor at the bottom of the escalator on the second floor. And so everybody who visits there, everybody who lives there knows it's a serious problem. You have extra eyes and ears. They've arrested criminals. They're getting illegal guns off the street. People feel safer. Tourists feel safer. What is the problem?
Margaret?
So that's our boy Scott Jennings with the hammer, giving it to CNN like he does. I love watching him give it to them. And he's making common sense. Why would people have a problem with that? Right?
The reason why they're having a problem with it because they are being exposed, Sister Warrior. That's exactly what's happening. Because we put a strain in the black community, okay? With the crime rate, it's become normal. That's how they make their case. Now they are being exposed. Democrat is being exposed. White liberals who support the Democratic Party, who you see out there protesting, they're being exposed. Oh my God. But when you talk to the resident of DC, you know, they're loving it. Why Barack Hussein Obama didn't do it? Why the first vice president, black vice president, why didn't they touch that? Why didn't they do that?
No.
Because that doesn't fit the narrative. But they were doing George Floyd. They were putting their knees down and George. No, these people was a bunch of fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And next we need to go to Chicago. And we need to go to LA. We need to go to Detroit. We need to go to Baltimore. We need to go to Cincinnati. We need to go to New York City. We need to go to Hartford, Connecticut.
Crime Hills? Pine Hill? No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
That's another terrible city too. Hartford, Connecticut, the capital of Connecticut. Very bad.
Yeah. So I actually have a clip of a DC resident sharing her thoughts and opinions on what's actually happening on the ground. So we're going to take her and then we're going to listen to the explanation as to why the crime is so bad and what the police has been doing about it or not doing about it and hiding the numbers, the actual numbers. But here is a resident of DC and what she had to say.
I'm happy for the residents of DC because for the first time in fucking ever, there's not really any overt crime happening in DC. For the first time, there's not a bunch of murders. For the first time, there's not a bunch of gang violence. For the first time in many, many fucking decades, these people can actually go outside and they don't have to climb over homeless people. They don't have to hold their kids' hand and tell them to step around the shit and piss that the homeless leave on the fucking side of the road. That there aren't a bunch of people outside in the middle of the street drinking with their 40s and shit like that. That there aren't a bunch of shell casings little kids have to walk over. Yes, finally, the ordinary residents of DC, the ordinary, people like you and me, our community, can actually get a fucking break. These children can actually go outside. They're not going to get shot. They're not going to end up dead or on t-shirts. For the first time, their parents can take their hand and walk them to the park and not have to explicitly worry about them being shot up on the fucking block. Yes, I'm happy that DC is being taken over. I'm happy the FBI, I'm happy the people of DC get a chance to breathe. They get a chance to go outside. These kids get a chance to walk to the fucking park without dying. That's what you're missing. The people that live in these specific streets, these specific blocks, these specific areas are happy that they don't have to deal with the fucking riffraff anymore, are happy they don't have to deal with the fucking piece of shit people that would rather shoot up their own community than do something better with their life. This is the first time in forever they're probably able to breathe. This is the first time in forever I haven't seen a bunch of gang violence happen. Kids' lives have been saved because of the extra police presence. And that's what you guys are forgetting. Children's lives have been saved. Teenagers' lives have been saved. Young adult lives have been saved. You understand the amount of gang violence that has not taken place since there has been extra support in DC? A lot. A lot of lives have been saved.
So that, I thought she was from DC when I looked at it, but yeah, I mean, she's absolutely right. She dropped a lot of F-bombs for God. I'm sorry, y'all, for the F-bombs, but yeah, she made some good sense there. The people there,
more people like her should come out. More people like her. I think we should have a march in DC of supporting Donald Trump, saving Black lives. Now, I think every Democrat should embrace that, because are they really care for Black Lives Matter, or it was just fake? Because if you really care for Black Lives Matter, you see the murder rate, the homicide rate. You see 550 arrests already in 1 week. You know, so when we had Bill Clinton, the Democrat, DC was in a shambles. We had Bill Clinton for 8 years. We had Barack for 8 years. Nothing was done about it. And these are the leaders that the Black community embrace. Okay. Yeah. Why would we leave our people in shambles just because the elite Black is benefit from it? That's what's happening. It's taking Donald Trump to clean up DC. Hopefully we could do the same thing in Chicago and elsewhere in America. Yeah. I think every resident in DC should go out there. Thank you, Donald Trump, for having the strength and the courage to do that.
Yeah.
And you listen to the crap in CNN, or the people's not supporting this.
Yeah. No, they're not.
So they enjoy Black people killing Black people in America. As long as Black people killing Black people in America is okay. As long as the white liberal is pushing the agenda for Black people to get killed, it's okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
As long as the white liberal set the agenda, it's okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's okay. They don't care. And you mentioned the different cities. It's the same play happening in all of these Black communities. It's not one Black community. It's just about every Black community there is. This is what you see. Black on Black crime. This is what you see. Finally, somebody is taking action and doing something, and they don't like it. Oh, they're trying to take out the Black man. But friend, the Black man has been taking out the Black man for as long as we can remember. Finally, we have police. We have somebody cleaning up these streets. That's going to save the Black man. That's going to save Black boys. That's going to save Black lives. But they don't want that. They don't want that. What they want is the George Floyds for a policeman or a white person to shoot a Black man. Oh, what, Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump?
Yeah, that's what they want to see. So they call them the ambulance chasers.
Yeah, but what Donald Trump is doing, how many lives, if we looked at the maps, right, or if we looked at the numbers from month to month of how many blacks have been dying and how many didn't die this week? How many didn't die this week that would have died this week if Trump didn't make this move? I mean, that's something.
Where's Jamal White preaching on that?
Oh,
where's some of the black pastors, leaders? You know, that's the thing. Donald Trump exposed the Democrat Party. Donald Trump exposed the hypocrisy. Donald Trump exposed the idiocy. Donald Trump exposed how rigged the system is.
Yeah.
That's why they hate the man.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
And I hope he got an agenda next to Chicago and LA and everywhere that Democrat control of the city. Because now you can't say DC never elected a Republican.
So I'm going to play for us the gentleman who's going to explain. And what he talks about in here, I actually believe that's what's happening in all of these crime-ridden black cities across the country. Because they all play from the same playbook, right?
Absolutely.
They all work from the same.
Yeah.
And if it's
black attorney general, black mayors, black prosecutors. Okay, yeah, it's the same playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Or a liberal white prosecutor, Democrat.
Yeah. So I feel like DC is the model of how the Trump administration is going to move into these next cities. DC is the model. They're going to make it work in DC. They got to clean up their capital first, right?
Absolutely.
That's the best place to start. They start in DC. Let's clean up DC. Let's make the model work. Let's see how this model thing really moves. And then we'll go to New York City because that's the money capital. Let's clean up our money area, right? And then we'll go to Chicago, and then we'll go on and so forth. But DC is the model of what it's going to look like for them to go into these liberal cities and clean it up. So here's our guy to explain to us what's happening and why they're hiding the real numbers.
Putting its allegations on the record tonight, claiming police supervisors in the department are manipulating crime data to make it appear violent crime has fallen considerably when compared to last year.
When our members respond to the scene of a felony offense where there is a victim reporting that a felony occurred, inevitably there will be a lieutenant or a captain that will show up on that scene and direct those members to take a report for a lesser offense. So instead of taking a report for a shooting or a stabbing or a carjacking, they will order that officer to take a report for a theft or an injured person to the hospital or a felony assault, which is not the same type of classification.
Greg Pemberton says the police department's command staff is focusing on two categories in order to get the numbers to fall. They are armed with a dangerous weapon, an injured person to the hospital.
When management officials are directing officers to take reports for felony assault, or if they're going back into police databases and changing offenses to felony assault is not a category of crime that's listed on the department's daily crime stats. It's also not something that's a requirement of the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program. So by changing criminal offenses from, for example, ADW bat or ADW gun to felony assault, that would avoid both the MPD and the FBI from reporting that as a Part 1 or a felony offense.
Pemberton says the union has been gathering evidence for some time now by looking at reports and talking with officers all over the city.
What we've heard through our members and through members of management that are willing to talk with the union is that this is a directive from the command staff, is that they want to make sure that these classifications of these reports are adjusted over time to make sure that the overall crime stats stay down.
As of last Monday, when we spoke with Pemberton, D.C. crime data shows violent crime was down 28%. Today, the department's website says violent crime is down 25% when compared to the same time last year. and overall crime is down 8%.
That's preposterous. There's absolutely no way crime could be down 28%. Last year, they suggested that it went down 34%.
As for the claims made by the
Okay, well, there's our clip. So you see, these people are able to, you know, when the crime happens, they report it as a lesser crime. So therefore, people like FBI and higher police don't get involved. And it's wrong.
Yeah,
So
they manipulate the numbers.
yeah, they do. So there's a lady in DC. She's a police sergeant or ex-police sergeant. So she sued DC because she was told to report the wrong things. And here she is right now. Her name is Charlotte DiGiarusso. She's a former sergeant with CDC Metro Police who accused them of misclassifying offenses to deflate the district's crime status. She sued them and won. The media ignored this, so you folks know exactly what to do. So yeah, so she did. She came forward, but do you hear this in the mainstream media? Nobody's talking about it. This should be news. They should be talking about it. They're not talking about it. She won this lawsuit. She won this lawsuit. Black woman too, doing the police sergeant. So it says the District of Columbia has quietly settled a lawsuit from a sergeant who accused Metropolitan Police Department leaders of misclassifying offenses to deflate the district's crime status. Court records obtained by the Washington Free Beacon show police brass repeatedly told officers to downgrade theft cases, knife attacks, and violent assaults to lesser offenses, according to internal MPD emails, depositions, and phone calls transcripts the Free Beacon reviewed. So yeah, she just won this. This is what we're talking about. She won. She filed a lawsuit and she won. So I think more things are going to happen.
And I hope Donald Trump did an audit in all these cities that are run by Democrat, because just like they're trying to cook up all the numbers, what else are they doing?
Right.
Okay, with all the corruption, these Democrats they are corrupt because the country cannot go on like this.
No.
You know, they talk about the white man keep me down. The white man keep me down. But the white man trying to help you up, but you don't want to get up because y'all a bunch of crazy, lunatic, radical Democrat running your city.
Yeah.
But that's why they put in your head, the white man put me down. The white man hold me down. No, it's not the white man holding you down.
No. Well, it could be white liberals. The white liberal is holding you down. We should label
the white liberals are holding you down.
That's who's holding you down. And those white liberals, you know what party they belong to? The Democrat Party. Speaking of the Democrat Party, I know there's some breaking. Is it breaking news?
It is a breaking news. Yes, it's a breaking news.
That they are losing bodies. People are leaving the party. Is that right?
4.5 million people. So I'm like, I was shocked seeing this.
Yeah.
You got can you post it so people could see it?
I got a clip.
Yeah.
So people are leaving the Democrat Party, and so is it any wonder when they believe that crimes like this should be okay? Is there any? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna play it, and then I'm gonna play another YouTuber who has some strong opinions, and he's got a clip from our girl, Karine Jean-Pierre.
Thank you. Play. Oh yeah, bring that true lesbianism back.
Oh God. Here,
bring that Haitian true lesbian back.
We'll play her after.
I'm Matt Gelka in Washington. A major warning sign for the Democratic Party may lie in voter registration data. New data reported by the New York Times could be a major warning sign for the Democratic Party. Voter registration data showed a party that is rapidly losing voters in every state that tracks registration by political party. From 2020 to 2024, the data showed a 4.5 million voter swing from Democrat to Republican in the 30 states tracking party affiliations, with Dems losing 2.1 million registered voters and Republicans gaining 2.4 million. Maryland businessman Ed Hale, who just announced a run for governor as a Republican, is a former Democrat who switched parties.
I don't see much that I agree with the way the Democrats are going right now. I just don't.
The 30 states include 4 key battlegrounds: Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina, where Democratic voter registration advantages were eroding. In Pennsylvania, for example, the data showed that Democrats had more than 500,000 more registered voters than Republicans in 2020. That number is down to around 53,000 as of this summer.
Democrats for years and years now have faced a branding problem, a messaging problem that has just led to people not only continuing their loyalty, but especially with younger voters, them choosing the other team.
Shedding voter registration advantages over the 4-year period may have proved to be a missed warning sign for the party. Democrats suffered huge losses in 2024 when they lost the White House and the popular vote to Donald Trump. Democrats have been trying to forge a path forward, with DNC Chair Ken Martin acknowledging earlier this week the party has work to do, but said they're starting to find their footing by taking on Trump policies and Republican redistricting efforts.
We cannot be the only party that's playing by the rules anymore. That's why I said this isn't your grandfather's Democratic Party where you bring a pencil to a knife fight. We are bringing a bazooka to a knife fight.
The data showed the Democratic Party was especially struggling with younger voters and Latino voters, groups that had previously reliably been signing up as Democrats. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
Thanks, Matt. And there you have it, friends.
When you have a chance, send me that clip to WhatsApp. So the Democrat, they want to bring a bazooka. You know what a bazooka is? Yeah. So this is the peaceful party.
Uh-huh.
They don't want to bring no pencil. They want to bring a bazooka.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they definitely want a civil war in this country because they can't gain traction.
Yeah.
Because of their bad policies. They want to bring bazooka now.
Yeah. People are waking up. And the numbers are showing it. And even more so, boy, what I'm getting is that once they've removed so many of the illegals that's been voting Democrat, that number is shrinking, baby. It's shrinking. They're not going to have the same kind of voting bloc. The guy just told you that Latinos, look at what happened here in Florida, in Miami-Dade. It was Latinos that switched it over and voted for, in the midterms, for DeSantis, right? That turned red. It turned red. Latinos did that. Look at the numbers of Latinos that voted in this election for Donald Trump. People are waking up. So the party, it's not just about brand. People have woken up to the foolishness and the craziness. These people are way too far left. They're over the top left. And the American people see that, and the American people don't want no parts of it.
Well, and they're doubling down on stupidity, you could say. My good friend, my Senator Kennedy out of Louisiana, you look at their candidate for New York.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Madani, you look at their candidate for mayor for New York.
Mumbumbi.
Yeah, you look at the leadership of the Democrat Party, AOC, Jasmine Crockett. So now there's news now she's been fired out of Congress because the Texas Republican, guess what? They passed it.
Yeah.
So her district is no longer represent.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good news.
I know we want to move on. We're gonna get into that one. Do you want to see Corinne Jean-Pierre so we can?
You gotta win that lesbian bag.
God help us. Here she comes. Hold
Show
on.
you how ass backwards the fucking Democrats are. Y'all are the most contradictory people in the motherfucking world. Every single time y'all fucking come with this new shit where y'all protesting shit, I can show you proof of what the fuck you said earlier.
Team, and we have a couple of things that I just want to lay out for all of you and on what the DC bill does. It reduces maximum penalties for offenses like murders and other homicides, armed home invasion burglaries, armed carjackings, as I mentioned, armed robberies, unlawful gun possession, and some sexual assault offenses.
How the fuck you get on national TV and tell the criminals it's cool? You can SA somebody, that's cool. You can fucking go rob a bank, that's cool. You'll be back out in no time. Just try your best to be the best criminal you could possibly be. And that is cool with y'all. You seen this in real fucking time what these ladies just said. And you will vote for that. You are retarded.
I love him. He dropped
I
you
love
in
this dude.
F-bomb
I love this dude. I love him. I love him. Yeah, this is the kind of nonsense we're dealing with no bail law. Have you seen lately how these mortgage fraud? There's another member of the Federal Reserve. Is an accusation, is being investigated for mortgage fraud. So this is the modern day of the Democrat Party.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And people are waking up. And that was the destruction that's happening in DC now is what Karine Jean-Pierre was referring to, this law that allowed them. And she said, oh, sexual assault, rape? You mean women being raped? Sexual assault, they can get away with that. Sexual assault. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But anyway, that's the Democrat Party for you. Boy, am I glad I'm not a Democrat. All right. So you want to talk Jasmine Crockett? She done
Jasmine Crockett.
Well, I saw somewhere that they say she may be running for president in 2028 now that she ain't got no seat.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I mean, if Kamala Harris had 70 million people voted for her, I'm not going to surprise.
Can you believe that?
God help us. Bring her on. All that's a Democrat. Bring her on. Bring all the stupidity. Bring him on.
Yeah.
I think her ticket should be, she's the president, AOC be the VP.
Oh, God. What a ticket. What a ticket that would be. Kamala Harris and her word salad, and Jasmine Crockett and her ghetto fabulousness.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a ticket.
It'll be a very fascinating ticket for America.
Wow. And you know what, boy? The fools will be out there. They would be out there. It's the first black woman ticket. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what they'll be out here like. It's the first black woman ticket. Oh, I'm voting for them. We got to have black women in. The black queen's got to be in. And they will be out here. And there will be people on here on YouTube. There will be people everywhere. They're saying, yes, this is what we want. Imagine that after all the work that President Trump is doing. DC is just the beginning. We're seeing what happened in LA with the riots, how they went in and cleaned it up and dealt with it. We're seeing what he's doing at cleaning crime right now in DC. And we're seeing with, the removing of the illegals and all of these things, this thing that's going to happen. Work happening now, people, ISIS hiring friends, if you didn't know, you can really make good money. Your portfolios is looking nice. The stock market is booming. All of these great things. But imagine a ticket with the two black queens. They'll be like, yeah, I don't care. I'm voting. Well, I'm going to the food stamps.
let me send out this message to all the mega people, to all the conservatives out there. I'm talking to several people. The economy is great, but they don't understand it. They don't understand it, and that's very serious. And Donald Trump, this message is for you. You're doing a great job. Great job with the tariff, $150 billion so far for the month of July. We collected $28 billion. Keep putting the pressure on China. The EU trade agreement, great. Contract with Japan and Korea, $380 billion with South Korea, $500 billion in Japan. Great investment coming in, but that's the long-term impact. Now, what you need to do, Mr. Trump, is to send out what was original proposed wasteful spending money. What Elon Musk had proposed $5,000 to the American people. I know Senator Hawley have a bill in the Senate to a stimulus check, a refund check, by $800 to $1,000. Mr. Trump, you got to take care. And Secretary Bassett, if you listen to this podcast, please, the average people out there, they don't understand anything about the economy. We got to send out either the refund check or the wasteful spending money that was proposed. I know we're paying down the debt, but if we send out this money, people will feel the economy is working, and they will feel that the stimulus check will be a boost to the average folks out there, to the working class. We need that check, and it must be done. Don't wait for Congress. Go ahead and take that. I think it was a 40% that was proposed by Elon Musk. If we send out to a family of 5,000 to multiple family, about $8,000, and we need to go back and look at that. Don't wait for Congress to act on it. Send it out, because I think every work that's being done with the economy, we're not going to get credit for it if people out there is not receiving the stimulus check. And I just want to send that out there.
Well, I'm happy to hear you sending them that message, because they did save a lot of money, and yeah, it would be nice for the American people to see that. It's not like it's free handouts or anything. It's our taxpayer money coming back into our hands, as opposed to it going out there to pay for sex changes for people in different countries. So yeah, I would say yes, we do want to pay down the debt, but yes, this would give the American people their money back in their hands. It would be good. So I'm in agreement that they need to do something,
because people's not feeling, because when you're trying to tell you're trying to go out there and talk to the average folk, you tell them, well, the tariff is working. To them, it's not. They're like, well, food is still expensive, even though it went down, inflation went down. It's not clicking in to the average folks out there. And what they had in mind, the re-elected Donald Trump and majority, especially black people out there, black American, especially black American, and average folks, let me put it out there, they're waiting for some type of stimulus check. Okay? And I think Congress needs to act. Okay? Either Congress needs to raise that refund check a little bit up, but we got to do it soon, because all this work as Donald Trump is doing, people's not going to feel it. So, and that could hurt us in the midterm. So if we send out this check before the midterm, people will remember that. And it will be a boost to the economy. It'll be a boost to the Republican.
Okay. Well, hopefully you're not the only advisor strategist out there who's saying this, and hopefully somebody close to the administration can whisper that in Donald Trump's ear, so that him and his people could do the right thing in this moment for the American people, because we suffered immensely under Joe Biden. Think of it as reparations back to the people for the suffrage we did under Joe Biden. I mean, $12 eggs, man.
Well, yeah, with all that investment is coming in, with Apple investing, with the other company, GE, that's doing great, but that's gonna take a long term. Okay, So people are right now, they're under stress. They're under stress. And I think majority of us out there will love, so to see some kind of stimulus checks coming in. And I think people will feel better about the economy. People, yes, it's great focus on immigration, great focus on trade, but I think great focus on crime, what's happening in D.C., and hopefully he'll go elsewhere. Next will be Chicago and some other city in America to clean up. But we do have to take an accountability because people's not feeling the impact of the economy, of his great progress.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And the thing is, people do need a little bit of help, right? Like I said, we suffered immensely under Joe Biden, and we need a little bit of help. And I think that's going to shift the people's minds, as you say, in the midterms, because they're going to see, oh, you know what? Maybe Donald Trump's not so bad. Look at, we got ourselves a little check, and you got a little something for Christmas, this Christmas, to go and do something special. Maybe take a vacation. People don't even take vacations. How was your vacation, boy?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I have to.
But yeah, I mean, people don't even do that. It's like, we deserve that. We play. We have to play. We work hard, so we have to play. And a lot of people, they don't even know what vacation is. And so we need to change that in the richest country in the world, right? That needs to be changed. Some people, they've never gotten on a plane. Some people have never left the city that they live in. Like, I mean, seriously. I'm like, you never left the city? No. So we got to be able to do that. And so having a little bit of more money in your pocket will do that for people. They'll be, okay, maybe we'll take the kids to Disney World, or we'll do something, something special. So if you're listening out there, those who has Donald Trump's ear. So we would like to move on. Let's do a little, are we done talking about Jasmine Crockett in Texas?
I'm glad she's not going to come back.
Yeah. So her seat, the redistricting, I have Dr. Steve Turley. I have a short video from him. He's going to explain a little bit about what's happening in Texas. And Dr. Steve lays it out very, very nicely in reference to these people. And you know that there are some, well, you said it passed, right? It passed.
Yes.
They came back. People voted. They didn't vote, but they had a quorum.
Yep.
And the Republicans were able to vote on it, and it passed. But Dr. Steve, I'm going to play his clip. He's going to give us a little bit of insight on what's happening there in Texas.
Called the Great Texas Democrat Spectacular Fail. After fleeing their own state, abandoning their sworn duties, and hiding out in the single most gerrymandered state in the nation, Illinois, in their own hypocritical protest of Texas's supposed gerrymandering, the Texas House Democrats have admitted total and complete defeat. Now, of course, they're doing their best to desperately try to spin this as a win, but even the legacy media is wincing at the cringeworthy attempts at gaslighting here, made all the more obvious against the backdrop of the Texas Senate passing the redistricting map just yesterday, making the 5 GOP seat pickup in the state inevitable. And once again, not to be outdone, Democrats in the Texas Senate stormed out of the chambers as well in the face of this colossal loss. Once again, the entire nation is watching these supposed defenders of democracy refuse to participate in the democratic process.
Thanks, Dr. Steve. Well, that's what it is, right? They're refusing to participate in the process, but they're defending the process. I mean, it's crazy.
But yeah, what a hypocrisy.
Yeah.
A lot of them flew to Illinois, where the Governor Spitzer, redistricting, and to favor Democrat. But the Republican in that state didn't walk out. Okay. So now Gavin Newsom in California, so we call him Gavin Newsom, is asking the California Supreme Court to register so he could combat Texas, where Republicans only represent 40%. Even Donald Trump made huge gain in California. So my question is Republican and that state's going to lay and go with, are they going to do what the Democrat is doing right now? You know? So to me, for the Democrat, it's all about power. It's not about governing. It's all about power and the agenda and the rhetoric. Look at here with our own local election. There's no substance with this candidate.
No.
Not at all. Doing fundraising, being popular. Escamani. And hopefully if California do that, well, we need to try to get redistricting in Florida. Trying to gain 3 more seats.
Well, the governor's talking about it, about redistricting here.
Yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
And I'm hopeful that this is actually something that can be done, because when they gerrymandered District 10, when they butchered it up, because 10 used to be a very red area, but I think it was in 2014 or whatever the numbers were when they redid the maps, and it became like solid dead blue, like deep blue. And ever since then, Republicans don't even, they've like written this area off because of how much the Democrats rule in this area. So I would love to be able to see that they balance it out a little bit with less blue and a little bit more red, and pull in some other areas, because if not, Maxwell Frost, I mean, he feels like he's gonna win this thing because of the deep blueness of this area. So I would like to see the numbers redone. I'd like to see the math.
I think Maxwell Frost could take it out, and you just got to take him out in his rhetoric. Is, you know, and to bring people, you got to win. Since they want to bring a bazooka, so we'll bring if they want to bring a bazooka to the fight, so we'll bring some missiles.
We'll bring Donald Trump. That's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take Trump to get this thing done here. That's what it's gonna take. But yeah, so I'm excited. I hope this thing does happen with the governor and the redistricting in this particular area, because we need it. I mean, and also in District 9, right?
Yep.
That's a solid blue area too. It could be red. That's the Darren Soto seat. It could be red. So I'm anticipating and happy to see that the governor's actually talking about doing this. And if this can happen, you know, yes, we can pick up more seats here in Florida. I mean, we are a red state. We should not have deep blue cities like this. We really shouldn't.
Well, it's just, to me, there's so many, I forgot, I was looking at this today. There's more red state. If the Democrats trying to go that war to us to say, I think every red state should go ahead and take a look at their map and redistricting. Since Gavin Newsom want to go to war, that's what he wants to do.
I mean, when you look at California, one of the biggest states there is, right? Is it not the biggest?
Yeah.
It has like how many Democrats compared to Republicans? It's like 5 Republicans in the whole state. Those numbers, it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense to me.
The California, the Republicans only represent about 40% of the state, 40% of the state. So 60% controlled by the Democrat.
There's so many, because I remember, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, so hot, I had looked at the numbers because I wanted to understand what was happening in California. And I was like, wow, they have all of these Congress people and we only have a few? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
Well, they gerrymandered it. That's how it worked.
That's how it worked.
And now he's looking to do even more. And he's looking to add like another 8 seats. And what I'm thinking is, okay, you try to do this, and perhaps those seats turn red, not blue. You think that can happen in California? Especially in the climate that we're in now?
With the last election, a lot of counties, even though Donald Trump lost California, but a lot of people voted red.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Gavin Newsom is looking at. It's scary because they don't want to lose that grip. And you got to also keep in mind, California is losing a lot of residents.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of these blue states, they're losing population migration.
Right. They are losing it.
So it's not in their favor, especially New York, California, some of the Illinois, some of this big state.
Right. I don't know. I'm just, if they go and they cut up the maps and put in new seats, I'm just hoping maybe because of the climate that we're in, that maybe those seats could potentially become Republican.
Well, people are waking up. If that's the way they want to play the game, they're accusing us of unfair. But when you look at New York, only 40% represented by Republican. When you look at a state like Connecticut, when you look at a state like New Jersey, so yeah. I mean, those states dominated by the Democrat and their favorite.
Yeah. The guy said something. The one who said we're going to bring the bazooka? He says we have to stop playing nice, or we have to stop playing by the rules. Yeah. We have to stop playing by.
I thought we're supposed to follow the rules. I thought we're supposed to follow the rules.
Right.
Yeah, we're supposed
to. They've never played by the rules.
That's a Democrat to you. We're supposed to follow the rules.
They've never played by the rules, though.
No.
Look at Joe Biden.
That's why they don't want voter ID. That's why they don't want voter ID. Okay, because they know, and Donald Trump last week, we should, and you and I, we had to get rid of a mail-in ballot.
Right.
And I think that should be a movement in this country. Get rid of mail-in ballot. Yeah. Because we know that's how the Democrats cheat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's how they cheat.
With mail-in ballot.
Mm-hmm. So
yes, I understand the elderly people. Okay, if that's the case, if they want to do absentee ballot with ID, go drop it off. Yeah, I'm all for that. An absentee ballot, go drop it off. Get rid of mail-in ballot. Get rid of early voting.
Mm-hmm.
Some state got early voting 3 weeks in advance.
It's like a month in advance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is crazy. All of this time availed for them to cheat.
Absolutely. They could toss your ballot away.
And because of that, they're keeping up with the numbers. They're seeing what's coming in. We need to. Nope, they're gonna win this. So let's bring in this. Let's do this. Let's change the things around. They have time to maneuver the system, right? So what happened in election night 2020? When they saw what was happening, they said, "Oh no, we're gonna stop this." Let's not talk about the 2020 election. So Meow Wu has been in the news lately. Sanctuary cities. So Pam Bondi sent out a letter to all of these sanctuary city mayors, letting them know it's a warning and that they need to play ball with ICE, and so that they can remove some of these illegals. And some of these mayors are pushing back, and Mayor Wu is one of them. Again, what is she? First Chinese, Asian, American.
Yeah, that's the mayor of Boston.
Yeah. So we're going to take Pam Bondi with her warnings, and then we'll hear what Mayor Wu has to say in reference to this.
Policies here in D.C. no longer. They've been working with us. You have to tell us if there are illegal aliens in your database. If we're arresting someone, we are going to know if they're an illegal alien. So last week I sent out 32 letters to mayors around the country, and I believe to 7 governors, telling them you better comply or you're next. If they don't comply with this, Larry, we're going to work with our other agencies to cut off their federal funding. We are going to send in law enforcement, just like we did during the LA riots, just like we're doing here in Washington, D.C. And if they're not going to keep their citizens safe, Donald Trump will keep them safe. That's what this is all about, making America safe again. That was his only directive, and that's what we're doing.
So there we have it, Miss Pam Bondi, and letting them know it's a new day. It's a new administration, and we're going to get it done. Right?
And this sanctuary city, I don't understand, once again, I don't understand the common sense in this with Democrat, where they want to go to this. They want to harbor fugitive, harbor criminals. Boston, we know the crime rate is high. What's the purpose?
I don't know.
What's the purpose?
Me don't know, boy. Me don't know.
No, this is daunting to me, because I don't see the reason not cooperate with ICE and with this high crime city. Don't they want to reduce crime? Don't the mayor want to bring out statistics? Say, well, my city, this is what I do, this is what I achieve. If that doesn't matter to these mayors, because they know they're going to get reelected because they have a D in front of their party.
Yep. It's all about the D. They got the D. And their people are going to vote for them no matter what. If it's bad for them, let's replay, because I made several videos during the Biden administration and what was happening in Boston and what happened in this area. And so they were closing down the schools. The kids couldn't even go to school. They used the schools as shelter for the illegals. They shut down places, community centers. They shut them down. They said, you can't go to the community center, resident of this. We need it to shelter illegals. All over the place. People were being put out so that they could make place, so that the illegals can have places to sleep, to be, and all of that. What about your residents, Mayor Wu? What about your constituents? And this is for all of these liberal mayors. Brandon Johnson. The only one I won't throw into this as much, because he did push back, is Eric Adams in New York City. But all of these woke mayors, what about your people, your community, your constituents, the people who voted for you? Nothing. And so Mayor Wu is again pushing back that she's not going to cooperate with this order. Okay? She's not going to cooperate, is what she's saying. So I have a clip of her doing just that. So
this is another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead, play that.
Yeah, I'll pull her up. Mayor Wu here.
Attacking our cities to hide your administration's failures. Yeah. We're here again today because last week Boston received a letter from the Attorney General of the United States on official letterhead from the federal government threatening to prosecute city officials and withhold federal funds unless we cooperate with carrying out mass deportations. Here is our response. Stop attacking our cities to hide your administration's failures. Unlike the Trump administration, Boston follows the law. And Boston will not back down from who we are and what we stand for. We will not back away from our community that has made us the safest major city in the country and a leading example of why cities around the country make this country safer, healthier, and more prosperous for all Americans. To all the federal officials attacking communities that embody diversity, creativity, and moral clarity, we mayors said this in DC nearly 6 months ago, and I'll say it again today. You are wrong on the law, and you are wrong on safety.
There's Mayor Wu, friends. Mayor Whoop-de-doo. What do you got,
She
boy?
looked at me like a Chinese spy.
Who knows? If you say that, you xenophobe and you racist.
I'm just saying, you know, she looked like a Chinese spy to me.
That's what I'd say. How'd she get involved? Yeah.
But it's
First
just,
Chinese mayor.
it's just, to me, you listen, are the Democrats think they're above the law? Because they don't want to comply with the federal government?
Right. Right.
And
So
if it was a
saying-
Democrat administration, don't want to comply with a Republican mayor, didn't want to comply.
Uh-huh.
All
Yeah.
hell would have broke loose.
Yeah. But that's the difference between Trump administration and a Biden administration. In a Biden administration, they were closing down schools to put these people to live in. In a Trump administration, they're telling you, we want you to remove these people. And they're saying no. Again, whose interest do they have? They put you out. Your kid can't go to your school. You can't go use your swimming pool at your community center because the illegals are in there. You don't have your community place for you to throw your little, 60th birthday party for your grandma because the community center is shut down because illegals are living there and living the dream there. And now Donald Trump is saying, I want to give you back your community center. I want to give you back your schools. We've got systems in place to remove this threat. And Mayor Wu is saying, no, we're going to keep the illegals. Oh, make it.
And I hope the administration is going after the city's officials, is going after this blue state, the sanctuary city, very hard. That they're not above the law. That's their favorite language. You are not above the law.
Yeah, they should get arrested.
Like the Constitution says, no one is above the law. We all have to follow the law.
Yeah. No one is above the law. And this is law, federal law. This was a problem that came in under the federal administration, right? The border is federal. So Joe Biden had the border open. All of these people came in. Now, Donald Trump is rectifying this border situation by closing the border and removing those that came in under the open border. Absolutely. He is the protector and chief of we the people. Mayor Wu, you're just a mayor. This is the president of these United States of America. You're just a mayor, right? You got no jurisdiction here, right? You ain't got no power here.
Well, she's Mayor who?
But that's who we are. She's the same way as Brandon Johnson. This is who they are. They will go through all lengths to protect those and not protect the American people. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. Does it make sense to you? don't make
No. And I hope the administration keep pressuring these cities officials and keep targeting these sanctuary cities.
Yeah, I hope they get arrested. Man, can you imagine Brendan Johnson going to jail for the illegals? He would make himself a martyr.
Oh,
just to do that, to say, look at me, democracy. I'm working for the illegals.
But the Democrats, they live for these viral moments. That's what they live for these viral moments. That's what they're waiting for.
Well, Jasmine Crockett done told you she got all these followers. They should make her leadership because she got followers. That's what she said. I should be. What was the position she was looking for? I forget what position it was, but she said, "Look at me. I should be it because look at all of my followers." These people think this is a game.
Yeah.
They're not doing any work. They're not writing legislation. They're not making any laws. They're not doing anything but being out here.
To me, I look at the Democrat. I'm not saying the Republicans is perfect in that part, but I look at Hakeem Jeffrey, the minority. So he act like the mighty now, you know, like I'm the first black man and the minority leader. I don't know. He's just the way he talked, the way. I mean, it's there's no sense, no common sense, no trying to work with the administration, meet a common ground, compromise, none of that to move the country forward. Everything is, yeah.
Obama 2.0 without the charm.
So, and this is scary for the. And then you wonder why they're losing. Was it 4.1 million voters?
Yeah. People are waking up.
People, you know, unless with the radicals, with the crazy, with the media, that's what they're gonna follow. But yeah, the country's divided. But I'm glad some of the independent is making some common sense. You know, come back to the Republican Party and vote with their pocketbook.
Yeah. Man, it has been an incredible week for President Trump. And now with today's news, I mean, it's just been.
We keep winning. We keep winning. We can't stop winning.
We're winning. I love it. But what I really want to see, boy, I know we're winning, but I really, really want to see. I want to see some people go to jail. I really want to see some people go to jail.
I want people to be held accountable for their actions in the past administration.
Yes, that's it. That's what I want.
The way they ruined Giuliani's life, they went after some of the Trump staffers. You know, it was vicious. It was vindictive. So this is not what we're all about. These people, they use the law. They use the administration. And today, Kash Patel wanted to report there was no reason to raid Donald Trump Mar-a-Lago.
Right. There was no reason for that.
There was no reason for that. You know, and Christopher Wray should testify. He should be held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Merrick Garland should be held accountable.
Yeah.
Mayorkas should be held accountable.
Yeah. Nobody's talking about him.
You know,
he was the, you know, not the border czar, but essentially the border czar, if you will. But
he was Secretary of Homeland Security. So
right. Where's he? He's crawling under a rock somewhere.
I guess so. These people, they should not be untouchable. People say, well, we should not, you know, talk. No, this is, you know, Barack Hussein Obama, who viciously fabricated the Russian hoax against Donald Trump, spying on his campaign. When Donald Trump was mentioned, the whole media had a special prosecutor, Robert Mueller, and this was a coup. This was a coup, and it was vicious.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Vicious. These people need to be held accountable.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
You know, the Hunter laptop with his crack head, with all his pornos on and the laptop, when 21 intelligence say, well, it was Russian misinformation. It was a lie.
Yeah.
It was the FBI know it, they hide the information. Thank God
Yeah.
for Dan Bongino and Cash Patel exposed all that. Thank
Yeah.
God for Tulsi Gabbard, who did a
Yeah.
dive into the Intelligence Committee.
Yeah.
Thank you for John Wycliffe as the CIA director.
That's what I want to. I want to see accountability. I
want
want
to
to
see
see
accountability. I
payroll.
want to see people go to jail.
I want to see them go to jail. That's where I'm at. So until those things start to happen, yes, we're winning, but those are the kinds of wins I want to see.
I want to see a complete victory.
On that note, friend, I want us to just take a quick look at Donald Trump and Putin over the weekend to show the power that is Donald Trump, you know, flexing his power muscles. But would you believe that the media, they weren't even seeing the power moves? What they were seeing was, oh, look at Donald Trump rolling out the red carpet for Putin. He shouldn't be rolling out the red carpet for Putin. This is what they were talking about, not the power move of these two people coming together and the possibility of ending this Ukraine conflict and getting this thing finished once and for all. No, that's not what they were saying. They were saying, oh, he's clapping for Putin. Anyway,
it was a great summit.
Yeah.
It make you proud as an American. It make you proud to see America leadership in action. It make you proud even you disagree with the president to a certain, but give him credit where credit is due. This conflict started since Obama, Putin invaded Crimea, Georgia. So Biden didn't make a move, or we just keep sending this Zelensky money. But at the end of the day is we're talking about people's lives being destroyed.
Right.
People's lives. Why do the Democrats want to keep this war going? If Putin used all his muscle power, and I don't think Ukraine have the capacity to fight. Yes, this war been going on for 2 years, but human being is losing their life.
Yeah.
And that's what this Democrat want. I thought they care about life. So here we are. You have to realize Barack Hussein Obama created a division, created the Russian hoax, create a great division, make it hard for Donald Trump to even negotiate with Putin.
Yeah.
Now we at a point where we're negotiating that he come, have the summit and compromise on a whole lot of things. And you see the European leaders, where were they doing Biden? They come to the table. They like what they're seeing. They see America leadership is back. Why not embrace the good?
Yeah.
Sleepy Joe didn't try to do that.
No.
It was just keep funding money to Ukraine so they could have their kickback. So I don't understand the mind of the Democrat.
Yeah. Neither do I.
You look at the European leadership, they look, you can say they look at a bunch of puppets, but guess what? They like what they're seeing. That America's back leading again. That America's back in the front line. Show some true leadership. That's something we didn't have. And I hope to come to a conclusion, a peace agreement, so we could end this human suffering. We could end this war.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Donald Trump and Donald Trump for the past 8 months is solving peace conflict. Congo, like look at 70,000 monks between Cambodia and Taiwan. That's been going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's been like 5 different conflicts that Donald Trump has sort of silenced. And these have been going on for decades.
But the media is not talking about those things.
No. They're actually fighting about it. Was it really 5? Maybe it's 3, not 5. Those are the kinds of things.
Yeah.
But yeah. So here's Putin and Donald Trump on the red carpet. Just want to play that for a bit. Putin is funny though.
You know, and that was a great meeting on Donald Trump. We don't know what they said in the limousine on the beast.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure everything was set up on the beast already. So the summit was just there for the media to question, but I'm pretty sure most important things they had to say, they said it in private.
Yeah. Here's what the Wall Street Journal said. Trump rolled out the red carpet for Putin.
And got little in return. Wow, what's the headline? And you know, America, and I know the time that we should have done at 8 o'clock. Let me say this on my final point here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is the greatest country. Love the institution. Love this country. Love the people on it. But I have never seen so much divisiveness. I have never seen so much hateful towards a leader like this. I mean, there's some Democrat president I disagree with, but I wanted them to achieve, to succeed. But the Democrat don't want Donald Trump to succeed in anything.
Right.
How would you root for complete failure? Even though I disagree with the Democratic policy, I disagree with Obama policy, I disagree with Biden policy, but where the country was moving forward, I'm all for cheering up. Mm-hmm. But they want this man to completely. They want the economy collapse. They want the stock market to fail. They want inflation to go up. They want and in the national front, they don't want nothing to work. But how you want to be back in leadership position that you want everything to fail and you want me to support you. How does that make sense?
No.
Does that make any kind of sense? I have never seen that much hateful divisiveness in this country. This is ridiculous. So these people, it's a joke. I think people start seeing that. Yeah, you might disagree with Trump's foreign policy, but hope for the best. And look at the Wall Street Journal and look at what things throughout the week that's come in. There's some serious negotiation, and now Putin and Zelensky, they're working it out so they could sit down and Donald Trump play the referee to finalize these things. That's a great thing. So we end human suffering. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Why are they not embracing that?
They don't want human suffering to end. They don't want us to prosper.
Because
they don't want us to be independent.
We hate this man that much?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Because he exposed the hypocrisy of the Democrat? Because he exposed the media?
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly right. They want Trump to fail. They want him to fail. And I'm going to just say my last piece. They want him to fail. And he is winning. Look at what he's doing. He is bringing these leaders to the table to end this conflict. Trump did that. It wasn't Biden. It was, come on, I couldn't do this. Trump is doing it. We just watched Putin on American soil. Right? That's what we just saw. We just saw the European leaders here in the White House.
You saw a man, strong handshake. We saw B-52. We pull out our most serious jet fighters to say, listen, this is what we have. Yeah. Let's talk.
Yeah. But,
give you the sense that we are the superpower.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Give you the sense that America is leading.
Yeah.
And that's something that we should love and embrace.
But they don't. They hate it. I mean, the way these people talk, it's treasonous. They should be arrested for treason. The way they go against this president, the way they go against the good things that's happening in the country. I mean, look at the good things like what's happening in DC. We just covered that. The good things that Pam Bondi is doing to get these mayors to get on board. All of these are good things that's going to help the city, help the American people, help this country. But they are hating it at every turn. I don't understand.
I have never seen something like this. I have never seen since I've been here. I have never seen. I ask myself that all the time. I'm like, give them in some credit where credit is due. And then we could have a conversation. And that's why to this point right now, there's some people I don't even have a conversation with. Because if you can't see some of my Democrat friends, if you can't see the good out of the man's what he's trying to do, because everything that you think is sabotage, I don't even waste my time talking to you anymore.
Yeah.
There's no need. There's no point.
There's no point.
What I'm going to sit down talking to you for? You already make up your mind. So
yeah, and they won't.
So when you back in power, you're gonna approach me. Oh, why do you think this way? I'm gonna say, listen, what? I don't care. Now you're in power. You want to talk?
Well, hopefully they never get back in power. Hopefully the American people will never put these people back in power. I
noticed they have enough fool and people who want to vote for fame. That's what it comes down to.
It's sad. Absolutely sadness.
All right, Mama, we had a great segment.
Yes, it was great. So we're gonna, we'll talk about what we're gonna do. But friends, this was our first show here together on the Conservative Poet and Political Flashback, sort of coming together in this format. So we'll see how we continue with this boy. But we showed up tonight, and we want to thank all of you that came on. Thank you guys for stopping by. Really, really appreciate your support. And we'll figure it out how we'll stream it to Facebook and and different platforms and see how that's going to go moving forward. So this was our first time out. And again, we appreciate your support for coming out and supporting us. Right?
Thank you, Amania. Please share the live, share the video, put your comments in there so we could address it next week. So share the live.
Yeah. So before we go, I'm going to just plug in just my announcement of my book, Understanding Wokeness. And so the reason I wrote this book was because there were so many words out there that I just didn't understand, like cisgender and BIPOC, people of color, and things like that. And so I was like, man, I'm really confused about these things. And so I decided that I wanted to learn what they were. And so, and from there, I decided to write a book about it. So it's called Understanding Wokeness, and it's a list of words. I give commentary, my thoughts, my opinions. I give the woke definition of it, and then I break it all down, and really, really great commentary. So you can find it at understandingwokeness.com. Again, understandingwokeness.com. Currently, it's an ebook that you can get just like that. Understandingwokeness.com. So thank you guys.
Congratulations. Great work.
Thank you very much.
But you see, now you guys, Dr. White, all write a book. So y'all putting pressure for me to write a book.
Then you should write a book. You should write a book. You got a lot of great analysis. You should write a book about what happened these last 4 years, boy. I think all that information is in you. Everything that we saw that happened in these last 4 years, you can totally put it all together. And, with the help of the AI these days, man, it wouldn't be nothing but a thing.
Nothing but a thing. I got you,
Nothing but a thing, boy. Nothing but a thing.
All right. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you, boy. You have a.
All right. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Thank you very much. And we'll see you in another video.
Salute.
All righty. Salute. We'll see you.
All right.
Hello, fellow patriots. I am so proud to announce our new line of patriotic candles. They come in 5 different scents. They are amazing scents. If you are a candle person, or if you know somebody who is a candle person, then you know we live by candles. And this would make an amazing present, a gift for anybody you know. This is a great product, very well made, lovely scents, and they are soothing and comfortable and patriotic, just in time to light them up for the 4th holiday, just in time to burn for freedom. And that's what we're gonna do. We're going to burn them and light them up for freedom. So go to OrlandoPatriot.com and get yourself 30% off right now.